Hello, we are Group 232, and today we would like to talk about Japan and China. Why we choose this topic? This has to do something with Taiwan issue and also has to do with historical issue after World War II and territorial dispute about uh, some islands, and also has to do with security and military friction. This also has to do with United States and also has to do with great power competition. And right here, as you can see, this is the Japan new prime minister. Um, she said China use any force against Taiwan could be a survival threatening situation for Japan. And after she said this in the public, China immediately fight back um, because this has to do with some historical issue. And also, China see Taiwan as part of themselves. So uh, when the Japan new prime minister talk about Taiwan, it sounds like Japanese internal matters. So that's how this conflict happened. So let's talk about the ownership of Taiwan. The ownership of Taiwan is contest geopolitical issue. The People Republic of China claims that sovereignty over the self-governing island, viewed as a province, while Taiwan official, the Republic of China, function as independent democracy with its own government, and most Taiwanese prefer autonomy, rejecting unification with Beijing. And today we are not here to talk about politician stuff. We are here to talk about the artificial intelligence, biotechnology, cloud computing, robotic, semiconductor, software, and telecommunication. And the data set that we chose to do here are our time from 2000 to 2023. The graphs we will show you in later are only focusing on the pandemic time and after. And we focus on six technology sectors. They are AI, biotechnology, cloud computing, robotics, semiconductor, software, and telecommunications. We want to use market share, R&D investments, number of tech companies, the number of workers, number of tech expert, number of startups, venture capital spending, university research collaboration, and the strengths of each country to give our thoughts about how these two country development and how we feel about the future opportunity.
Okay, so this part is about the market share comparison. China holds a larger market share in semiconductors, software, and telecommunications. But Japan has a very similar market share to China in artificial intelligence, biotechnology, cloud computing, and robotics, with China's semiconductor linked to the development of electric vehicles and the relocation of factories. Japan's robotics leads stemming from early investment in research and development, and both countries being at roughly the same level in AI over the years. An important observation is that China's strengths are mainly in industries that depends on the large-scale manufacturing, while Japan's strengths are mainly in fields that depend on the long-term research and technical depths. This shows that the competition is not about which country is stronger overall, but about different ways of building technological advantage. The fact that AI levels are similar over the years also suggests that the general technologies can lead to similar results, even when development paths are very different. And here is about the capital and innovation path. China's annual financing volume has consistently and significantly exceeded that of Japan. While Japan's market is also has a considerable amount of capital, but it may be more concentrated in niche areas. And the number of technology companies and workers in both countries can be considered roughly similar, with China showing that a significant decline after the pandemic, followed by subsequent recovery. And the key insights is that having much more capital in China does not lead to many more companies or workers, which means that Chinese innovation focus on more on large project and fast expansion rather than spending capital widely. And in contrast, Japan's startup activity appears more stable and close linked to the economic environment. And it suggests that China's innovation system reacts strongly to policy and shocks, while Japan's system changes more slowly and steadily. And also, Japan has more than twice the number of robots as China, and Japan leads cloud computing exports by more than double, while China leads software exports by approximately 67% and semiconductors by approximately 69%, while each country's top two export sectors clearly identified. And what stands out is that the export strengths about each country's existing advantages instead of reducing the gap between them. Japan performs best in exporting technologies that require high accuracy and standard quality, such as robotics and cloud computing, while China performs best in exporting large-scale core technologies such as the semiconductors and software. And this shows that the global trade pushes the two countries toward different roles rather than direct competition in the same areas. And the collaboration network is dense, with semiconductor and software fields having the most universally collaboration projects and all other sectors at one key level, showing that cutting-edge technologies increasingly depend on the academia. And strong insight here is that China and Japan has a very similar patterns of university collaboration, especially in important sectors like semiconductors and software. And this means that difference in technological outcomes are not mainly caused by research or talent, but by how industry turns academic research into products and markets. In other words, both countries draw from the same type of knowledge base, but use it in different ways. So together, all of these charts and research shows that China and Japan rely on different innovation models. China emphasizes the scale and speed, while Japan concentrate on depth and stability, which lead to different strengths even with similar talent or research support. And that is all of our presentation. Thank you for listening.